Innovations presents the Midwest's #1 independent computer repair company with service centers in Lincoln, Omaha, Papillion, and across the country via the Schrock desk. This is Compute This.
Alrighty, folks, welcome into Compute This. My name's Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company with service centers in Lincoln, Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska, Papillion, Nebraska, and of course, across all of the Nebraskas on the Schrock desk. That's our online supports tool that allows us to help people out in far-flung areas where you might hear the radio show, but we may not have a location right there for you, for example, like Des Moines. 866-496-8772. Quick program note. For those of you who are new to the program, Compute This airs Sunday morning from 7 to 8 a.m. That's when we do the show live. We are live right now on Facebook at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. You can always pick up the show there either live, or if you miss a piece of the program and you want to come back and watch it, it is archived on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. The show does re-air at several times, different days over different days on the weekend, but several different times in different markets. If you want to call in and be a part of the show, the number is 866-496-8772. And you call in between 7 and 8 a.m. on Sunday. Otherwise, if you do call into the show during the other times you hear it on the air, you're going to be automatically transferred to our Lincoln Service Center because, you might actually have like a tech question that you need a technician to help you with. And so we try to give you the help that you need. All right, we have a fun show planned today. For those of you who are watching on Facebook, I hope the audio levels are good. I hope the video is okay. We are in backup mode. Apparently, for whatever reason, Facebook today doesn't want to allow laptops or desktop computers to stream live video. So we're streaming from my cell phone. So, the downside, this is a wireless stream. I cannot guarantee you that this wireless stream will continue. The other thing is the shadows. I have wrinkles on my forehead. I'm getting old. So the shadows are unflattering, the harsh light. Third, you're going to get to hear some crosstalk during the commercial breaks if you're on Facebook, because I can't mute the microphone and have you listen to the program audio during the commercial breaks. So you'll actually get to hear what goes on in the studio if you're on facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. Thanks, Si. I appreciate you letting me know it sounds good. 866-496-8772. All right, we got some fun stuff and some not so fun stuff today. First of all, phishing alert. North Korea's hacking attacks show your email is still the weakest link. Yep, I would argue it's also your phone, though. Your actual telephone, your landline at home. We'll get to that in a minute. Apple has a big announcement, and they're coming out with a new version of their operating system for their mobile devices, the iOS. It's iOS 12. Right. And as you may have recalled, Apple has become kind of known for releasing really, really good hardware and really, really shoddy software. And it takes them an update or a week to kind of figure it all out. So as always, I recommend you do not upgrade to OS 12 the first time it asks you to do it. Give it a week or so to let Apple work all the kinks out, make sure it's okay. Let the other pioneers take the arrows, hang to the back of the group. The food's better back there anyway. And then move forward and get the update later. But we're going to tell you whether or not your device will support it, because the other thing Apple is known for doing is releasing these monstrous updates that are so big you don't have enough storage space on your older devices to install them, or they make your older devices run like garbage, so you don't want to install them. So will you have to go to the store and buy yourself a new Apple device because of this update? We're going to tell you that on the program here today as well. Also, as you know, and we have talked about a couple times, we're going to get real serious about it today. Microsoft's October update, the forced update. It's not, well, I should say update. It's an upgrade, guys. You're getting a whole new version of Windows. The forced upgrade that is going to be released at some point in October, the month that has Halloween, the scariest of all scary days. Microsoft headline: Windows 10 October 2018 update. Microsoft hustles to kill bugs. With just a month to go before the update, Microsoft says it's not quite done yet. That's an understatement. So this is the stuff that keeps me up at night, guys. So I'm going to tell you all about that and tell you what you can do to keep your computer safe and ready for that update. Huawei, as we've learned to pronounce in the previous few shows, Huawei, the Chinese cell phone company, busted for cheating in benchmarking tests. But you can trust them. They're honest. And so we'll tell you what their defense is and what they did to get caught cheating and delisted from several ranking companies. The other thing, You know, when you type in a website, you can type in www.schrockinnovations.com, or you can just type in schrockinnovations.com, or you can type in https://schrockinnovations.com. You can go and type any of those things in there and get to the same site. If you use Google Chrome, that's about to change. We're going to tell you the big change that's coming in Chrome 69 that's going to change the way you use your browser. I mean, listen to this stuff. I have tons to go over today, guys. Company ships flash drives with infectious malware already pre-installed. Oh, nicely efficient. The flash drives were contaminated. They make it sound like somebody spilled their coffee. You know, somebody said, wow, I'm going to put a piece of malware on every flash drive that goes out the door. So the first time you open it out of the shiny package and plug it into your computer, you get a virus. That's fun. Let's see. Then we have every show needs a stupid criminal segment, right? So we have a stupid criminal hacker story. When hackers are so smart, they're stupid. Yes, well, that'll give everyone a little bit of a chuckle. So yeah, we have a ton of stuff on the show today, guys. So 866-496-877. Oh, gotcha. I'm sorry. I was looking over here at the at the calls. All right. All right. So let's go first into the biggest thing that's going on here right now. This Windows 10 October update. Guys, this is something I want to hit it now, and then we're going to hit it again a little bit later. These updates, for those of you who are new to the program, several of you may not have been listening to the show the last time we did this, and several of you who have purchased Safe Upgrade before have questions about whether you can use it again, for example. So I want to make sure we cover all that stuff with you, and make sure that you have all the information that you need to make the decision that's right for your family, because this is a decision that making it correctly could mean the difference between having a computer that works properly after the update and having a computer that's a doorstop after the update. And I'm not exaggerating, especially given what I'm seeing right now as far as Microsoft fixing bugs. So what we're talking about here is Safe Upgrade. You can go see it at schrockinnovations.com. If you hover over Shop and go to Specials, you can go here to purchase it. Now, Safe Upgrade is a digitally delivered product. It must be purchased through the website. You can call into the shop and we can assist you using the website to purchase it, but it's not like you can't come into the store and buy it and take a certificate with you. It's delivered online. You get an email when it's time. In fact, we've sent emails and text messages to customers who purchased last time to let them know, hey, it's time to go again here. It's been 6 months. Microsoft's coming out with a new one. Last week we had 1,000 in stock, and right now we're down to, as at this moment, 862. So that tells you we sent an email and a text message on Friday, and so that tells you we're down to 862 in stock in just a couple days. So this is a very popular update. It's a popular upgrade management software because it takes all the risk out of it for you. So what's going on? So Microsoft here is reporting that they're a month before the release of what is a forced major operating system update. So this isn't like a patch. This is not a service pack. This is an entire new version of Windows. Remember back in the day when you would go from Windows XP to Windows 7 and it was a huge thing and you had to figure out, is my hardware still compatible? Are all my programs still compatible? Oh, wow. Then you're going to go from Windows 7 to Windows 8 to Windows 8.1 to Windows 10. This is like that. This is you going from one version of Windows 10 version 1803 to the next version of Windows 10. This is a whole operating system upgrade. When you download this update, when your computer automatically downloads this update, it's going to save it on your hard drive. Then it's going to go about installing it by, get this, it's going to save all of your important stuff in a little side basket over here. Then it's going to wipe everything out. All gone. And then it's going to install a new version of Windows. And then it's going to take all the stuff from the basket and then put it back exactly where it was before. If you have ever tried, now my wife is putting together a home office right now. And if you have ever tried to take everything out of several bookshelves and stack it up neatly on the floor, no matter how neatly you try to organize it, and then you try to put it back in the shelves, it never, ever, ever looks the same as it did before. It just can't. There's just no way to make it look like that again. So there's always a few things that are squirrely, and that's going to be the same thing. The same thing here when you do this update. Size reporting online, shoddy Windows forced updates keep me gainfully employed. Well, it's a source of revenue for us as well. But here's the thing. rather than what most computer repair shops do. Rather than sitting here and saying, okay, let's see, we know it's going to blow up 20% of the computers that this thing touches, minimum. So we could just sit back. We have 20,000 customers, guys. We could just sit back and say, 20% of you are going to get the boot. And that at $200 a pop to fix, plus the data recoveries we're going to get from this is going to be phenomenal. We're going to make a ton of cash. My accountants were like, woo, Thor, the 6-month thing is going to be amazing for you. And I'm like, it doesn't sound amazing. It sounds sad. It sounds scary. It sounds, I understand why they're excited about it. And, we need to keep the lights on too. I get that. But there's got to be a better way to do this. There has to be, and I understand Microsoft is doing everything they can, and I don't want to make them out to be the bad guy because they are trying really, really, really hard. But there is trying really, really, really hard, and then there's winning the football game. And they're not the same thing, So Microsoft's going to push out this update. It's going to blow up 20% of the computers. We can sit back, let them all fail, $200 a pop plus data recovery costs, and get them into the shop. Or we could come up with a product called Safe Upgrade. And what Safe Upgrade does is you purchase it on our website for $50, and it's a one-time buy. You buy it once, you use it once. So those of you who have purchased Safe Upgrade for the spring update that was here in April and the one before that last year, those once you use them, I see people keep them on their desktop. You can get rid of them. They're one-time use. Once they're done, they're done. You have to buy one for this upgrade because obviously if you try to run the old one, it'll download the old update, and you don't want to do that. It won't let you do that. Don't worry. If you try to do that, it'll stop you and say that's not the right update. So with the Safe Upgrade software, it does everything that we would do on the bench in the service center to make sure this update gets installed properly for you. So the accountants were okay with that. They're like, Thor, so yeah, install it in the service center. That's great. Maybe charge people an hour of labor instead of 2, and you could do the whole, risk mitigation thing where you could get stuck for 2 hours of labor, but why not come in and get stuck for 1 hour instead? Ha ha ha, that's like insurance. And I said, well, you're on the right track, but what if we did it this way? What if because here's the thing, I have 20,000 customers, guys. 20% are going to get nailed by this thing, right? So quick math, that's 2,000 people. 2,000 families are going to be having, because for example, when I say I have 20,000 customers, it's not exactly 20,000, it's 20,000 plus a little bit. And most of those customers have more than one computer. So now if you say 20% of the computers are going to get hit, that's a whole different ballgame. I don't have the staff to manage that. I don't have the staff to provide service to 2,000 people simultaneously that have catastrophic failures. We need to stop the catastrophic failures from happening wherever we can first. How do we do that? Safe Upgrade. This piece of software, you install it on your computer. The first thing it does is it checks your hard drive to make sure that everything is okay. It uses Drive Advisor to do this. You've heard me talk about Drive Advisor several weeks now. So it uses Drive Advisor to test your hard drive. If your hard drive is bad, doesn't install. It warns you. It says, hey, this hard drive's bad. You can keep going if you want to, but you're not going to be covered by the warranty. We recommend you call Schrock, get the hard drive remedied, and then do the update. Okay? Next thing is it's going to make sure all of your third-party software is up to date. It uses Secure Updater to do this. Some of you have a Secure Updater subscription. If that's the case, it'll just run your Secure Updater. Some of you don't have a Secure Updater subscription. Maybe you had the trial. Maybe you elected not to buy it. You can't get a second trial normally because, well, you had a trial. You tried it. It's like at the grocery store. If you keep coming back around to the lady with the sausages with the little toothpick in them, eventually she's going to get wise and stop giving you sausages, okay? So you can come back, you can get a trial, but what Safe Upgrade does is it gives you a brand new 15-day trial for Secure Updater, even if you've had one before. So then we update all your third-party software. Golden, good to go. Now, next up, we check your antivirus software. We make sure you're not running something stupid like Viper. Oh, but I have a lifetime license for Viper. It's garbage, guys. Or maybe you went to the Mart. For those of you in Nebraska or Kansas City area, the Mart. Nebraska Furniture Mart. Great store, love them. Just they sell garbage antivirus software. What is that? Oh, I can't think of the name of it. It's escaping me now. But if you bought your computer at the Mart, they tried to push this on you because they get huge commissions. Their salespeople get huge commissions for selling this stuff. And it's awful. Okay. So, I mean, if you're running this kind of antivirus or you're running the free stuff that you get from your internet service provider, we're going to warn you. and tell you, hey, we recommend Symantec Endpoint. We're not saying you're infected with anything, but it would probably be a good idea to make sure your computer is virus-free before you move forward. You can continue if you want to. We wouldn't recommend it without scanning your computer for viruses first. Okay, so then once all that's done, next, and then it goes through and it downloads the Microsoft update from our super fast servers. We have servers at Amazon, we have our server, we have secondary, we have like a backup server in case something gets crazy, but it downloads it from our servers, which are much faster than the Microsoft servers. Actually, they're probably not that much faster. The download's a lot faster because instead of having millions upon millions of computers downloading it at the same time, it's just you and 1,000 of your closest friends that are Schrock customers downloading it at the same time, and maybe not even at the same time. So you download this stuff to your computer, you run the program, it runs itself, basically. It runs the update, and it updates your computer. Now, we've done a lot of things to mitigate this to make sure that this is going to go well. It can still fail. Stuff still happens. If that happens to you, what we do there is you're covered by a warranty at this point. You have an upgrade warranty. If something goes sideways, we're going to work with you to fix it. If the update won't install, we're going to work with you to fix it. If a piece of your hardware or software is not compatible with the new update, sometimes not compatible just means not compatible. There's nothing we can do. Sometimes, though, there's compatibility mode. There are workarounds, there are jimmy rigs, there are things that we can do for people to get their stuff working and working properly for them. Again, covered under warranty. So when anything goes sideways, this sat more true to me, doing it this way. The reason we limited it to 1,000 is, again, we have the staff that we can handle about 1,000 people if something goes terribly wrong. Okay, that's why we don't sell 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 of these. That's why we usually sell out before the update comes. We don't know when the update is going to come in October. It's sometime in the month of October. But when we come back from the break here, I'm going to share this story with you that tells you this. Let me make sure I get the date line right on this story. This story ran on September 6th. So this is less than a month till October, and Windows 10 Microsoft is still hustling to kill the bugs in the update. So we're going to go over what those bugs are, what you might experience if you do this on your own at home. And guys, really, for real, the safe upgrade is something you really need to consider. Now, I know there's about 1,000 of you who purchased it last time. We sent emails out. Email deliverability anymore is hit or miss. So we sent some text messages to your cell phones as well. If you get a text message from Schrock, that's the real deal. You can always call the service center and talk to us if you want to, but people have indicated they don't want the robocalls if we can help it. So text messaging is a little less intrusive. If we have a mobile phone on file for you, we'll send the text message. If you didn't get a text message and you bought it last time, you can always update your Schrock account that you created when you bought last time with your mobile phone, and you'll get text messages not only when the next one's available, but when the update is set to happen, we'll send you a text message as well. 866-496-8772. Going to take our first break of the program, but Dale and Wes, your calls are coming up next on Compute This.
Today's fragile computers need maintenance more than ever. Your computer needs a
All right. Yeah, so we're like live still because I can't turn the mic off on the phone during the commercial breaks. So I don't know what we're going to talk about, but I don't have time to do an aftershock today. So maybe the aftershock is this. It's the during Schrock. the Two Birds with One Stone show, starring. I'm trying not to be too alarmist about this thing, guys. I mean, I'm walking a fine line because if I don't make it sound, like fire and brimstone, like the world is going to end in October, people just aren't going to act. And then they're going to be upset later. Literally, I got yelled at last time by a couple customers because I didn't express to them urgently enough how serious this was, and that they if I would have known I was going to have a $200 bill, I'd have bought Safe Upgrade. Well, of course you would have if you'd have known. That's the whole point. That's why it's only $50. Because literally, we had the discussions where I'm just like, I'm not comfortable just charging people an hour of labor, like an insurance game, basically, an hour of labor to help you in case you get hit with the automatic update that we're just going to allow to happen and fall upon your computer like water anyway. We need to do something to make this thing more stable, more accurate. And we can't fix problems or bugs that are in the software, but we can try to make it smooth by eliminating all the problems on the computer side. Yes, Sai is saying he likes to uninstall his antivirus before any Windows update. It certainly can. I would not recommend our average customer uninstall their antivirus to install the update. That would be really, really, really bad because getting it reinstalled is a load of fun. So don't do that. Sai, you can do that. You sound like you're good to go on that. But for example, if one of our customers uninstalls their endpoint software, the only way they can get it back is to call the service center and have us do a Schrock test to reinstall it. And that's not something that's fun for anybody to do. So we don't want to do that. Oh boy. 10 seconds. All right. So. Yeah, thank you. I'm not used to having to worry about exactly how long. I usually have to worry about getting into the commercial breaks, not getting out of them.
Right.
All right, here we go, guys. Alrighty, folks, welcome back into Compute This. My name's Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company, where we have open and available bench spots for your computers in all 3 of our service centers, Lincoln, Omaha, and Papillion. We did have an email come in during the break here about somebody asking, can they just drop their computer off for the October update? You could, if you're going to be out of town or something, I guess, but the problem here is we don't know when the update's going to hit in October. So the update could come October 1st, or it could come on Halloween. We just don't know. Or it could be like last month. Remember last time? There was supposed to be the March update, and it became the April update? Yeah. Whoops. Microsoft. Whoopsies. All right. 866-496-8772. Dale, welcome to the program. How can I help you today on Compute This? Morning. I think it was 2 weeks ago. We didn't get any phone numbers, so okay. Well, I apologize, Dale. Usually, what we have to do is we call you, and if we don't get a hold of you or we have a bad phone number, we leave a voicemail. But if we have a bad number, sometimes that doesn't go through. So I will send. We've taken your number again to. Right. What I'm saying is, if we wrote exactly human error, the wetware. That's the gray matter between the ears. I used that term last week, and I had so many people give me comments like, what is a wetware? How do you hack the wetware? What is that? I'm like, well, you got computer hardware. That's the computer. And you have software. That's the programming. And then you have wetware. That's the gray matter between your ears, and that's a lot easier to hack. As I have a couple stories to share with you. That's a lot easier to hack than the hardware. But anyway, Dale, what can I do for you today? Yes. Right. No, great question. And I want to clarify this a little bit. So when you update, when you create a restored disk, basically is what you're talking about. The flash drive is different than the recovery partition on your hard drive. So the recovery partition on your hard drive is created by the factory. Sure. Right. Now the recovery partition includes the original drivers that were provided to you. So basically what happens is when if you have Windows, a new version of Windows, and you create a recovery disk with Windows 10, that recovery disk is going to be different than a recovery disk that you create in Windows 8.1. Now once you have it created in Windows 10, a recovery drive is simply a boot disk. Think about it like your old Windows 98 floppy disk. You put that disk in if you have a problem with your computer to give you something to boot from so you can fix the computer. Now, the challenge you have here is the stuff that's on that recovery disk, it can vary. So you can create it just a bare bones recovery disk, it's just a boot disk. Or you can create one that carries over pieces of the recovery partition. It does not allow you to copy the entire recovery partition. You can just pull the drivers, basically, the hardware drivers over. So that way when you reinstall, you have those hardware drivers available. Especially on a Hewlett-Packard, your recovery partition has Hewlett-Packard software, Hewlett-Packard, all their customer experience software, the bloatware that they put on the computer. That stuff is not going to, oh, that's true. I just realized on Facebook they can't hear the caller because I'm on the phone today. Thanks, Si. I appreciate you covering that for me. Oh boy. So anyway, so I'll have to repeat. It'll be like the seminar where you repeat the question, right, that you're just asked before you answer it. So basically, the question was, if I make a recovery disk, is it like a backup? And it's nothing like a backup. It does not have any of your files. It does not have. It has at best a bootable partition, the Windows installation files, and the drivers for your computer, and that's it. That's the maximum you're going to have on that. So I would not call it a backup. I don't want to have you get confused about that. It is not a backup. But if you do take a backup with the Windows 7 backup utility, that will allow you to automatically get everything. It's a perfect image of your computer, so that might be a little bit more what you're looking for. All right, thanks for the call, Dale. I appreciate it. I'll look into that certificate for you from last week as well. Obviously, you can't win this week, but it'll be like you did win this week. 866-496-8772. All right, we're going to go into a break here in just a moment. Before we do, Microsoft hustles to kill bugs in their new update, their October update that's coming out here next month. With only a month to go before releasing Windows 10 October 2018 update version 1809, Microsoft's latest preview build is all about eliminating glitches rather than introducing new features. So you're not even getting any new features in this update. You're getting glitches. It's like a glitch update. Okay, the latest preview, because they basically have people who test these out ahead of time. The preview for Redstone 5 is the code name for it. Both contain over a dozen bug fixes with earlier, Oh, there's a new one, the green screen of death. Wow. So it used to be the black screen of death and the blue screen of death. Now it's the green screen of death. Crashing apps, false you're up to date messages. So when you're not up to date, it tells you you're up to date. And flaky network connectivity, so your internet doesn't always work. That's enough to drive you crazy. The latest preview fixes a host of minor bugs, several issues causing crashes, weird glitches that would annoy the masses if they slip through the final release. And Microsoft expects to iron out more bugs in the coming weeks as it enters the phase of checking in final code to prepare for the final release. The phase of checking in final code to prepare for final release. So in the coming weeks, I suppose that's true. Everyone's going to have to turn in their code before October for the release. So if there's a bug in it then, they'll have to release it, then pull the update, and then re-release it again like they did last time around. Boy, we earned our safe upgrade money that time. That update, that was rough. The Windows 10 Action Center notification system should now be more reliable after Microsoft fixed an unnamed problem that had caused it to behave erratically. Okay, insiders with multiple monitors have noticed that if the open and save dialog box was moved between monitors, it would unexpectedly shrink. Microsoft fixed it. These are the little glitches that you're like, what is this? Crash events fixed in this preview include one that caused the pen writing on the edge on web notes, as well as Task Manager to crash. The Task Manager's crashing. The Task Manager is the program you open to manage the other programs, and that's crashing. So this is some of the stuff that Microsoft has fixed. Twitter, Pinterest, and Tinder, and a host of other sites have launched PWAs which work offline and visually appear to work outside the browser. According to Microsoft, previously clicking on links in PWAs like Twitter wouldn't open the browser. So if you're swiping left in Tinder, swiping right, and you tap, it wouldn't take you anywhere. So yeah, it's challenging. So guys, this update is going to be something else. I would encourage you to take a look at Safe Upgrade, SchrockInnovations.com. Go on shop and specials and grab yourself a copy before they're sold out. Make sure you get one for each computer you have. It is a per computer upgrade, but then you get that Schrock warranty behind it, and if something goes sideways, we're there to fix you for it or help you fix it. 866-496-8772. Got to take our bottom of the hour break. When we come back, is your Apple device going to be compatible with iOS 12? And Huawei busted for cheating on benchmarking tests to make their phones seem faster than they really are. And Google getting rid of the www in the www.google.com, as well as every other website. And, of course, infected flash drives, North Korean hackers, and stupid hacker criminal story of the day. Coming up next on Compute This. Oh, boy. All right.
Trying to make sure I didn't miss this break here. So,
all right. Well, I guess if you guys have any questions, the time to post them in Facebook is now. And I didn't realize, oh my gosh, that you couldn't hear the callers. I knew that, but I didn't think about it because done the Facebook Live so much, I'm kind of on autopilot. So I'll try to reiterate the questions and the answers a little bit so that you guys can get the gist of what they're asking. Kathy, yeah, there's a story coming up here about the new version of Google Chrome. If you use the Google Chrome browser, they're gonna automatically remove the www in every URL you type, and they're gonna make some other changes as well. Right now, you're used to seeing, like, when even for years, if you shop online, there's gonna be a padlock up there, or a green secure box, or something to tell you have a secure connection to the server. Well, Google's going to get rid of that because that won't be confusing for the masses, and they're going to replace it with a not secure box, which is going to really be upsetting to everybody who has a website on the planet that does not have a secure socket layer. So that's the HTTPS. We have one on ours, but yeah, everybody else is going to get a big not secure red box. If you're an e-commerce website, it's going to push you to do some changes to your site. So it's going to be confusing to people, so I wanted to make sure we covered it on the air, basically. Oh, let's see. What are we? Is there something here? We're halfway through the program. What I want to find out is this flash drives that shipped with the malware on them. What was the malware? And what brand are these sold under?
Yeah, I'd like to know that.
Yeah.
Bought a couple.
May have been exposed. Schneider Electric says that USB media was exposed to malware during the manufacturing process.
Take a moment, drop off your old computer equipment today, and Schrock will make sure it's properly recycled and put to good use right here in the U.S. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock.
Sorry, I'm reading.
Computer Company.
It looks like these are flash drives that shipped with Schneider Electric Modicon controllers. So you bought a piece of hardware, and rather than giving you a driver disk, they gave you a flash drive. But I mean, this goes back. Remember when vaping was new, and everybody was like, "Oh, I'm vaping the electronic cigarettes," and that people were plugging in the chargers to their computers. Well, they had viruses on them. The malware people in China would put viruses on the chips, and then you plug them into the computer and infect your computer. Let's see. Yes, Jenny, we are going to be doing the holiday special this year. We've already got the holiday special desktop designed. It's going to have 32 gigabytes of memory this year, a 1 terabyte solid-state hard drive, a Ryzen processor, a 24-inch monitor like last year, keyboard, wireless keyboard and mouse. Trying to think of what else. Just hitting the highlights here real quick. But yeah, we're going to be figuring out the laptop this week, though, and then we'll need 2 guinea pigs for the laptop, 1 business, 1 consumer, so stay tuned for that one. But yeah, we've already sold our guinea pig desktop models, and the parts are going to be arriving in a couple days for the first one. It's pretty exciting. All right, here we go. Wow, that's energetic. Woo! It's like I took a drink of coffee and I heard the music and I thought, oh my gosh, this is either really energetic music or really good coffee. 866-496-8772. My name's Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company, where we have 3 physical locations: Omaha, Lincoln, Papillion. And Alice is asking on Facebook right now, because we're live at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. How's the bench looking at Village Point? Bench is looking good, actually. We've worked through the end of the maintenance checkup special, and we're literally pounding through everything we can do because we know Safe Upgrade is going to be real fun next month. So if you have a maintenance checkup certificate, it'd be a great time to bring it in and get it used, honestly, because you're not going to want to do that next month. 866-496-8772. 3 locations if you're thinking you're in that pot. Lincoln Service Center is 27th and Pine Lake Road in Papillion, or in Lincoln. In Papillion, 84th and Highway 370. We did move in January, so we're on 84th and Highway 370. Also, the Omaha location, 168th and Burke, that's Village Point South, just across the street from the Village Point Mall, where the rent is significantly cheaper. All right, so we talked a lot about this morning about the Windows 10 upgrade that's coming. I hope I sufficiently communicated to everybody what a complete Charlie Foxtrot this is going to be, okay? It's going to be rough. The last one was beyond rough. The last one was Akron rough, okay? This one is just going to be Colorado rough. So you just got to, I keep forgetting that I'm so used to having a Nebraska-based show that these subtle references are understood by Nebraskans. But if you're listening in Des Moines, you have no idea what I'm talking about. It's going to be bad, okay? it's not going to be as bad as last time. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, but it's going to be rough. So those of you who buy Safe Upgrade are going to be really glad you did. Those of you who don't, there's nothing I can say to tell you to buy it. You're just not going to do it. But we'll sell out of them, and then everyone will be happy. But just don't wait till the last minute to get it, because what ends up happening at the last minute is the week before October, you go to the Schrock Innovations website and you try to buy it, assuming we still have some available. And then you have to create a Schrock account, and some people are confused by this. And then once you have the Schrock account, you buy the software, but you don't get anything to download. And some people are confused by that because, you see, there is nothing to download until the Microsoft release comes out. So you're going to get contacted about your purchase once Microsoft releases the upgrade. We usually give it about 12 to 18 hours after release, because your computer is not going to install it in the first 18 hours. But we give it 12 to 18 hours, which we learned the lesson the hard way. Last time we popped it right as soon as it came out, and then Microsoft pulled the update back, and it was bad. So we're going to give it 12 to 18 hours before we announce after the update goes live. Then we're going to announce, hey, it's time to go. Go to the website, download the software, run it. It'll ask for your username and password. Oh, I forgot my password. Well, there's a password reset link. All this is stuff that you can get done ahead of time, guys, if you just go there and do it now, or sometime before October. SchrockInnovations.com. Click on Shop and then Specials, and you'll find it right there. 866-496-8772. Also, we are live right now, Facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. We are on backup Facebook power here because there was something glitchy with their interface on my computer. So I'm actually streaming from my cell phone, which is why I think it's backwards. Yeah. So everything's backwards. All the words are backwards because it's from a phone. A little fun trick there. So we're going to take some calls here, and for those of you listening on Facebook, I will try to creatively reword. This will be fun. I'm going to try to creatively reword the question into the answer, like Jeopardy style, and we'll see if we can't get everyone figured out. So let's jump into those phones here real quick. Wes, you're next up on the program. How can I help you on Compute This?
Okay, I'm sorry, I had to pause a little bit.
Woo! All right. Thanks for listening, Wes. I appreciate it. Wes is in Des Moines, so that's awesome. I think you're our first caller from Des Moines, Wes, honestly. Yeah, it's good.
Oh, okay. Okay, you hold on.
Yeah, Wes, we did cover that a couple weeks back on the program about CCleaner and the security issues that surrounded their latest update that they pulled back. But basically, CCleaner is a program. The C stands for a four-letter word that is synonymous with excrement, but it cleans it off your computer. It gets it all gone. It actually is a really effective tool for cleaning up, junk files off your computer. And it erases a lot of browser history. It erases your recently used file history, your recently typed entry history. It deletes all that stuff. So from a privacy perspective, a lot of people use it because they like the privacy aspect of it. So when you have CCleaner and you're using it for privacy, when they create an update, the number one automatically launches CCleaner when you start your computer. Number two takes away the ability for you to exit the program, where you couldn't right-click and exit anymore. Number three, it reports usage statistics back to a server in Germany for storage under your account name. That's a no-no for a privacy program. And then they didn't really make a big deal about this. They put it in their privacy statement, which of course no one ever reads that thing. But they didn't come out and say, "New this update, we're going to be sending your statistics back so we can improve our service." That's all it would have taken to make this okay. But they didn't do that. And so as a result, there was a huge uproar on the internet. There was never any huge safety concern. There was some concern that if it's sending things like browsing history or cookie history over the internet to a server in Germany, that might allow a person with nefarious intentions to see some of the websites you're browsing. In its own, that's not a huge security vulnerability, but coupled with 2, 3, 4, or 5 other things, it could be a vulnerability that you want to address. So with all that said, long and the short of it is CCleaner pulled the update back. They rolled it out, went back to their previous version. They're not going to try that again. And now it was always perfectly safe to use. It still is perfectly safe to use. They have since come out with another update after that now, and Secure Updater has pushed that update out as well. So basically, everything is okay with CCleaner. You don't have to worry about it. Hey, no problem, Wes. This is what we do. Have a great afternoon. All right, first caller from Des Moines. How about that? Woo! Now, does it count? He said he was a former Lincolnite who was transplanted to Des Moines. So I think it still counts. 866-496-8772. Dan, you're next up. Dan, how can I help you on Compute This today? Okay. Okay. Okay, so when you're receiving emails using the Windows 10 mail program, and some of your emails will print and some will not. So there's obviously some difference between the two emails. We got to figure out what that difference is. So what is the difference? Do you know? Okay, you said that's correct, so I was like, okay, he knows what the difference is. Let's go. Okay. All right. Okay, so now what happens when you try to print that Walmart email that won't print, the receipt from Walmart? When you click print, does your printer go through the motions like it's going to print, but a blank page comes out? Right. Right. Gotcha. So either it's spooled really fast or it never spooled at all to the printer, because that icon is your printer queue, and when you print a job, it's called spooling it to the printer, and it shows up in the queue, as you know, and then it goes to the printer. So basically, there's no hardware reason why the printer would print some emails and not other emails. So there's got to be a software reason. There is some difference. Now, the first thing that pops into my mind is if the Walmart email, a lot of times emails from companies are going to come through as images. And the reason they do that is because they can track who opened the image. They can pixel the image because you have to load images. And then when you print that, maybe I'm really stabbing at straws here because what you're telling me is like one of those intriguing problems that I want to look at. But this is what the Schrock desk is for, actually, because unfortunately we would have to actually, to address this problem, we would have to be with your computer and your printer. And that's a lot to bring into the shop. But the Schrock desk allows us to connect remotely, and then basically we can print one email and then print another email and then say, okay, why aren't they printing? So we can certainly address this for you, with detail. But the first guess that I have is there's got to be something different between the emails that will and will not print. So what I would do is, for the next couple days, as you get emails and you're printing things, keep track of which ones, keep all your emails, but the ones that will print, or better yet, write a list of the ones that won't print, because that'll be a smaller list. And then what we can do is we can go back and say, what do those emails have in common? Do they all have images in them, for example? Are they all pulling web content? Maybe there is a zone restriction not allowing your email program to send web content to the printer. Those are things that we have to go through and double check that. There are lots of workarounds that you can use to print this in a different way, but that's really technical stuff that you shouldn't have to do, especially with a receipt from Walmart. That's going to be like the easiest thing in the world to print if you wanted to print it, but it won't print, and it's that Walmart. I tell you what. No. So actually, this one here, honestly, Dan, I don't have a good answer for you on this one. I think you may have stumped me here because there's got to be some difference in the emails that's causing the computer to treat that email differently. So in the meantime, what you could do if you really, really, really had to print something, you could snip the screen cap, or you could do a print screen of the screen to take a picture of it basically and print that. But I mean, that's a real pain in the rear. Gotcha. All right, well, yeah, keep track of those emails for a couple days for us, and then give us a call in the service center, Dan, and let's do a Schrock Desk call. It's the same hourly rate as in-shop labor, but let's do a Schrock Desk call to get in there and figure out why that printer, especially if you've done the uninstalling and the reinstalling of the programs, you've done everything right, everything that we would do. So now you've eliminated all the easy stuff. So now let's get in there and figure out the hard stuff. Thank you for the call, Dan. And I'll get you in the drawing here as well for the $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate. That would be real handy for you as well if you ended up calling in for a Schrock Desk appointment too. All right, thanks for the call today. 866-496-8772. All right, Huawei is busted. They're the company that they're the largest cell phone manufacturer in the world. They're busted for cheating on their P20 Honor. That's one of their phones, the P20 Honor. They loaded a piece of custom malware in the phone that detected when a benchmarking application was being run. A benchmarking application is just a program that pushes the phone as hard as it can to see, hey, at what point can the phone handle it anymore? And so what they did is they put in a little detection algorithm that said, ooh, look, it's a benchmarking program. And then they jacked up the power to the chip inside, which they overclock the chip basically, which will make the battery not last nearly as long as it would normally, but it makes the performance wowie off the charts. So Huawei got caught tweaking several of its high-end phones, including the P20 and P20 Pro, to outdo rivals in benchmark tests. UL, the company behind the widely used benchmarking tool 3D Mark, which is really commonly used, has delisted several Huawei phones with suspect benchmark scores. Among them are Huawei's P20 Pro, Nova 3, and the Honor Play. The delistings follow a report by And Tech, which discovered the devices that Huawei submitted to reviewers for benchmarking had a hidden benchmark detection mechanism that sets a higher than usual power limit for the chip being tested so that the device performs much faster on designated apps than normal apps. So yeah, it basically just watched for the benchmarking app and then ran faster. Huawei justified the technique on the grounds that, well, our rivals are doing it, so we had no choice. Everybody else does it, Mom. Okay. All right. So basically, then you can go down the whole thing here about delisting. But the final, I was like, so who else is doing this, right? I want to know. Cheating on benchmarks isn't new behavior. Samsung was caught doing it in 2013 to make its Galaxy S4 and Note 3, totally obsolete phones now, artificially shine under testing conditions. So way back in the Wild West days of smartphones, Samsung did this and got caught. Nobody does this anymore because everyone's like, duh, they caught Samsung, you're going to get caught. Except Huawei. Everybody else is doing it, so it's okay. We had no choice but to respond. This is the company, the Chinese company, that is mandated by Chinese law to give any intelligence located on your device to the Chinese government upon request, who insists that they're going to give you a very, very inexpensive, very powerful phone, and as a result of you getting this cheap, powerful phone, they promise to never invade your privacy. That's Huawei. 866-496-8772. Final break. Norm, hang on the line. Your call coming up next on Compute This.
If you can dream it, Schrock Interactive's website developers can make it happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of solutions. The previous caller with the email thing, oh my gosh. But sometimes I kind of tailor my answers a little bit to the caller, and he was a pretty sharp guy, but he was definitely up there a little bit. So, just having him snip it or take a screenshot of it, that might have been I shouldn't judge people, but to my ear, it sounded like that was probably going to be the limit of where we were going. Yeah, you could certainly save it as. Those options are always really super hidden in the new Windows 10 Mail app, which is the app he was using. So, yeah, it doesn't make sense, though. We should be able to fix that because that's not normal behavior to have an email from your kids that they send you print just fine, and then Walmart sends you an online grocery delivery email and it won't print. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, Kathy. Streaming from a cell phone on a wireless connection today. It's about as bad as it gets. My phone is cooking too. It's super warm right now. There's no overclocking happening here, that's for sure. Oh boy. So yeah, that's why I'm thinking, Si, that it's going to be one of the emails is pulling web content and the other one's not. That's got to if I'm taking a stab at it, that's what it is. But then how do you fix that? Like I don't even know, like wow. Wow. So I want to actually print one, see what happens with a print spooler, and then figure out can I print it to PDF? Can I print it to a non-real printer instead? So is it a restriction in the HP printing software, or then we can eliminate that? I mean, a lot of the stuff, guys, when everyone asks me, how do you know all this stuff? A lot of it is just logic problem solving. You know, you eliminate the hardware because the printer prints. It physically prints, so it's not a hardware problem. Now we know it's software. Now what piece of software? We have Windows 10, we have the mail program, and we have the driver program from HP for the printer. One of those three is responsible, or a combination of those three is responsible for the error we're receiving. So can we eliminate the mail program? Can we eliminate this or that? And we just go through it until we get the solution. Alrighty, guys, welcome back into Compute This. My name's Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. Back into those phones, 866-496-8772. Norm, welcome to the program. How can I help you on Compute This? Yeah. Yeah, we sure can. And this is one of the questions that we had too for people outside of our normal service area. Should they buy Safe Upgrade? And the answer is absolutely, because if something goes sideways, 9 times out of 10, we can fix it over the Schrock desk. So basically, here's the challenge though. I would encourage you to get the Safe Upgrade product rather than calling us when the update's out to have us just install it over the Schrock desk. And here's why. It comes down to the pricing structure. Schrock desk is billed at $110 an hour, a clock hour. And so if the update takes 30 minutes to download and then 30 minutes to install, and then post-installation you have some questions, I mean, you're on the hook for 2 hours of labor at that point, which is what we were trying to avoid, you know? So if you get Safe Upgrade for $50, you can do the installation yourself, and then if something goes wrong, you get the Schrock desk as a warranty support for free. So that's how we're trying. We're trying to be reasonable about this, guys, because I understand, you know, it's every 6 months, and it's just one more thing. Money's tight. People are on fixed incomes. You know, people can't afford every 6 months for a couple $100. So we try to make it as affordable as we can and offer the products and services that can make the biggest impact on your digital lives. Hey, no worries. This is what we do. Thanks, Norm. All right. So, yeah, Norm's question was, can we do it over the Schrock desk? The update, we can. Wouldn't recommend it for stated reasons. All right. Yes. Sorry, Kathy. Kathy can't hear me. I don't know why I'm talking to Kathy on Facebook. Kathy lost the video, then she lost the sound. I think it's on your end because other people are still on. So you try closing and reopening if that happens to anybody else. All right. So iOS 12 is coming out this week, guys. Is your device supported? iOS 12, watchOS 5, and tvOS 12 are days away from landing. But will your iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, Apple TV be supported? Or will the launch mean a trip to the Apple Store? Bum, bum, bum. It's not even November yet. We're going to the Apple Store. Oh, wait. No, I'm serious. Like, for those of you in Nebraska, what is more fun than, like, going to Nebraska City and picking apples? Like, during... My son is at that 12-year-old age now. When he was little, he would love to do it. And now he's like, oh, that's stupid. And he gets there, and it's like, that was fun, Mom, thanks. And you just want to wring his little neck because you had to drag him kicking and screaming out there. But here's the deal, guys. The full list of iPhones, iPads, and iTouch devices that will be supported. So if you have any Apple phone down to the 5S, if you have anything slower, if you have an iPhone 5 or 4S or 4, those are not going to be supported anymore. iPads, every iPad is going to be supported. All the 12-inch iPads, all the iPad Pros, all the iPad Airs, the iPad 5th and 6th generation, the last 2 gens of iPads, and the iPad Mini 2, 3, and 4. So if you bought your iPad in the last 4 years, you're probably okay. iPod Touch is the most restricted. Only the iPod Touch 6th generation will support the new update, which is the current generation iPod Touch. So if you have an older iPod Touch, you're not going to be able to get the update. So that's something there. Again, with the iOS updates, I always recommend, guys, you do not install them immediately. Let them sit await. Let the pioneers take the arrows for a week, and then you can turn around and come back to it and get the support or get the update you need after Apple lets some people get killed and fixes the problems. All right, so what else do we have to get to today? Chrome 69 kills off the www URLs. Here's why Google's move has made people angry. Ooh, angry people always makes for a good radio story, right? With the launch of Chrome 69 this week, which your secure updater will automatically install on your computer for you, Google promoted new features and a new look. So your Chrome is going to get a new look. It gave users months to prepare for Chrome dropping the secure from its HTTPS sites, adding not secure in red to HTTP sites instead. So in other words, if your website, like your bank or your credit card company, has a proper secure socket certificate, it's not going to be big green like, yay, it's safe. You're going to assume that everybody is safe, and the people who aren't safe are going to get a big red not safe kind of thing on there. So if you are a business owner and you own a website, Chrome is over 50% of the browsing community. If your website does not have a secure socket layer, there is going to be a great big not safe in the top left corner of your screen, which is like putting fake news, like a big fake news banner on CNN's website or Fox's website. I mean, people are going to be less likely to believe what you're putting up. It's just that simple. So it's unfortunate. You're going to have to drop some money and get a secure socket certificate. It's not that bad, actually, a few $100s. So just if you manage a website like a church, or if you have a nonprofit or a business and you have a website, this is something you really need to get done. Basically, for now, users can force Chrome to display full addresses by disabling the flag Omnibox UI hide steady state URL scheme. Seriously. Omnibox? What? Sir, I'd like you to navigate to the Omnibox. The what? Oh, golly. That's the box with everything in it. Oh, boy. So in other words, you can make it show the www again if you want to. For some reason, Google decided against mentioning that as of Chrome 69, the world's most popular browser will no longer show www or m. on websites. Now, the m. thing does tick me off a little bit, because if you're on a mobile website, you want to know you're on a mobile website, because that means there's a full website. Just the other day, I was on someone's website, and there was it was Baxter Ford, and I was like, I couldn't get to their financing application on the mobile browser because the menu wouldn't work. And I was like, this is so stupid. So I went to the full website and was able to get what I needed. We need a new Schrock car for the Papillion Service Center. The old Kia finally bit the dust. So we bought a Ford this time. It'll hopefully be in the shop a little less often. All right, guys, we need to draw a winner. $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate, which we have phone numbers for. And today's winner is Dan. Congratulations, Dan. You got yourself $25 over at Schrock. Kathy will get a hold of you on Monday to get that to you. And Dale, Kathy will get a hold of you as well. No Aftershock this week, guys, because Facebook's wonky. But we'll be back again next weekend for another exciting edition of Compute This. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us on the show today. I hope it was fun. I hope I made it entertaining. I think I got to everything. You guys already knew about the Schneider Electric. I'd say this is the thing. I didn't get to the flash drives. But the flash drives, if you bought a Schneider Electric controller for something, it came with a flash drive, don't use the flash drive. I don't know how you install your controller. That's not my problem. That's not what we do. Let's see. Oh, I forgot my stupid criminal story. Oh, it was so funny, too. All right. I got to do this one real quick, guys. Stupid criminals. Hacker uses Proton Mail VPN. Okay, a VPN, a virtual private network, masks your identity on the internet, so nobody knows where your information is coming from, except of course the company that sells you the VPN. Reasonable, right? They know. Hacker uses Proton Mail VPN. Hacker sends a denial of service attack against Proton Mail. So the hacker, protected by Proton Mail's VPN, decides to attack Proton Mail. Hacker gets arrested. It's stupid. Oh, braggadocio teen, part of an up-and-coming hacking squad, fails to protect his identity and gets promptly arrested by UK police pleading guilty. A major OPSEC, Operation Security, mistake led to the arrest of a hacker and a part of a hacking crew that launched a denial of service attack against Proton Mail. The hacker is a 19-year-old teenager named George Duke Cohan. Why do they always have three names? From Hertfordshire, UK. He was known online under the name OPTZZ1, because that's awesome. The leader of the EFIOS Squad hacking crew. Oh, that was their leader. Wow, we got a high-value target here. The UK National Crime Agency announced Duke Cohen's arrest earlier today, along with the teenage guilty plea for making bomb threats against 400 schools in the UK in a U.S. intercontinental flight. So yeah, once you pick on the company that runs your privacy and you decide to fight with them, they may not be so interested in protecting your privacy anymore. They may just talk about all the bomb threats you've sent out, for example, and get you arrested. So, stupid criminal story of the day. See, you get paid extra for listening on Facebook. All right, guys, have a great weekend. We'll see you again next week. Have a good one.